and welcome. This week, we have the message brought to us by David.R, who continues our mini-series looking at the book of Psalms, and specifically Psalm 46. Here, he gives us a closer look at its immediately recognizable words and phrases, their context and deeper meanings. Carry on listening, and we hope you enjoy it. God bless. See you next time.
Welcome to today's deep dive. We're jumping straight into a recent sermon by a speaker named David, and it's focused on Psalm 46.
Right.
And okay, let's unpack this, because our mission today is to completely reframe this famous text.
Yeah, because usually when people think of ancient poetry or religious texts, they have this expectation of a pristine museum.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You know, you walk in, everything is perfectly dusted, the guide speaks in a whisper.
Right, like you can't touch anything.
Exactly. But we're here to shatter that image, because this specific text, it isn't a passive poem for people who, never have a bad day.
No, not at all. It's a fierce, unfiltered survival guide written for chaotic times.
Yeah.
Like it contains literal screams of agony and defiant shouts in literal war zones.
Oh, yeah. And to really grasp that level of defiance, you have to look at the jaw-dropping story of the people who actually wrote it.
Okay.
Because the author's background, it fundamentally changes how we read the text. We are talking about the sons of Korah.
Right, the sons of Korah. And the backstory here is just wild.
It really is.
Like Korah was this prominent leader who staged a massive, arrogant coup against Moses.
Because he wanted the ultimate power and title for himself.
Right, and the outcome was terrifying. Like the earth literally split open and swallowed Korah and his co-conspirators.
Gosh.
Yeah. So his name, it became a permanent national synonym for treason and disgrace.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Which makes me wonder, doesn't using his descendants undermine the supposed holiness of the text?
Oh, I see what you mean.
I mean, it's like the children of a notorious modern traitor becoming the nation's premier pop stars and moral guides. Like, why not cancel that legacy entirely?
Well, what's fascinating here is that their inclusion is a deliberate showcase of grace.
Oh, okay.
It explains how they survived. God mercifully spared Korah's sons. And instead of being banished to the margins of history over the generations, that family transitioned from national pariahs to overseeing worship for the entire nation.
That is wild.
Yeah, they became a living, breathing testament to the idea that your past baggage or your family's monumental failures, they do not disqualify you.
Wow. So every time they stood up to lead, they knew they were only there because they were spared.
Exactly. And knowing personal ruin intimately, it allowed them to map out a very specific survival strategy in the psalm.
Okay, let's unpack this sequence they lay out, because it's refuge first, strength second.
Yes. The famous line is, God is our refuge and strength, and that order is everything.
Right. You don't get the strengths while you're out playing hero on the battlefield under your own power.
No, the text demands you take safety early, because the psychological mechanism at play here is our human obsession with the illusion of control.
Oh, man, yeah.
When a crisis hits, our anxiety spikes, and our default reflex is to scramble and frantically fix the problem ourselves.
We wait until we are completely broken, like bleeding out on the battlefield, before we finally look for cover.
Right.
David, the speaker from our source material, he shared a really vulnerable story about this.
Oh, right. The helicopter company?
Yeah, he unjustly lost his job at a helicopter company. And his immediate reflex was to waste energy getting angry and trying to single-handedly fix the situation.
He completely skipped the refuge part.
Exactly. It makes me think of being caught in a sudden downpour.
Right.
Instead of stepping under an awning to figure out a plan, you stay out in the pouring rain, frantically trying to dry your shirt with a napkin.
You're just getting more soaked.
Right. You have to retreat to an inner keep, get behind the thick walls of like Windsor Castle, and gain clarity before you can actually show strength against whatever's attacking you.
But that inner keep analogy only works if you know what to do once you're inside the walls.
Right.
And that's where this text radically contradicts our modern instincts.
Oh, here's where it gets really interesting. Because when we hear the grand climax of this text, the be still and know that I am God part,
Yeah.
the modern brain instantly pictures scented candles, soft music, a nice little mindfulness break.
Like a spa day.
Right. We interpret it as a gentle suggestion to calm down, take a deep breath, and maybe take a nap.
But the original Hebrew word used there is rapha, and it is a massive departure from lighting a candle.
Okay.
It is a sharp, authoritative military command, meaning drop your weapons or stand down.
Wow. Drop your weapons.
It's an order to loosen your grip and stop your frantic striving. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, David pointed out how modern political leaders face immense pressure for instant reaction.
Oh, sure. The moment a crisis hits today, a leader is expected to have a plan, a tweet, and a public statement ready.
Exactly. No one is allowed to say, give me time to think this through. We live in a culture that demands immediate frantic control.
Right. So Rafa is a demand to take your hands off the steering wheel and surrender that control.
Yes, and we see that same pressure in our everyday lives, not just in politics.
Oh, absolutely. The listener's probably dealing with this exact thing right now. You get an angry email from your boss, and you feel this overwhelming pressure to fire back a reply in 5 minutes to prove you're handling it.
Or there's a sudden family crisis, and you feel you have to immediately jump in and fix it.
Right. Dropping your weapons means stepping back and realizing that surrendering control is actually what gives you the clarity to survive the crisis.
Because surrendering that need for immediate resolution is the only way to genuinely process the threat.
Yeah, you step out of the chaos, walking into that pristine museum we imagined at the start, but realizing it's actually a heavily fortified bunker.
You have to stand down to find your footing.
So what does this all mean? I mean, biblical hope isn't passively wishing for the best while you hide.
Right. It's an active, defiant drop of our weapons in the middle of a war zone.
Which raises an important question for anyone listening who feels like they are currently in the middle of a battle.
Yeah.
If finding true refuge requires a literal military stand down, what specific weapons of control, frantic problem solving, or instant reactions are you still fiercely clutching right now?